on a new site. What's up, my people? Way up in rock country, mountain country, up in the 2 hours away from the other project. If you want to go by the map, it's we're up in Grafton, New York, taking this site over. Craziness what's going on here. We'll get to it. Got a bunch of trucks just to we got a bunch of trucks hauling in some fine sand, gravelly stuff just to cover this. It's always mucky up here and we're getting rain, so builder wants me just to dress up the lot, bring the grade up to the house, cover the septic system. It was a fill system, raised bed. All right, let's get you guys situated so you can see some things here. What I see, just take some of this and put it over here so dump truck could drive over this well line without sinking, get it padded up. As you see, this site's a total mess. A lot of dirt up against the trees, which is, we're not touching that. That it is what it is. We're just here to get around the house, 30 feet around the house, cover the septic tank, cover the septic system, reshape the septic system, redo the driveway at another point. But yeah, it should shine up pretty good with this stuff. We'll just skim it, get it where it's got to be, and take care of the builder. Another new builder. Getting the dirt boss treatment. Another load dropped off. Alright, all I'm doing here is cutting a little swale in to get the water out from the side of this house. The grade's a little too high. It's not going to be much of a swale, but just enough to run water out. At least there's a spot here where there's no trees, we can push some dirt. But again, this ground is treacherous. We just pull up boulders the size of love bugs, and that's no lie. There's some monster rocks. When you dig up here, it's more rock than dirt, no lie. So we'll get what we can. We'll get a swale in here, and then you just cover it the best you can do. All right, that swale is all cut in. Now we'll top it with the sandy gravelly mix. The thing pushing with the dozer against the house, you got to be real careful not to load up too much material on the blade. Throw it up in there because you'll be doing a lot of shoveling. It's not like a skid steer where you're just going to go into that little corner over here and get it out. So do little bites and and run yourself square with the blade so you know where you're at all the time. Don't put the corner of the blade at an angle because you could clip something. Little bits, I'll run it in like this, then I'll push it like that. Grab this piece and throw it up and around. We'll have this place shaped up in no time. Just trying to get it away from the trees, at least in the front yard, even though they're still buried. Kind of dress it up, move the rocks a little bit. Just give it the old skim look, and it will dress it up, and then it will grow up and be. I mean, look at this. Look at these monsters just laid up against trees and dirt. Whatever. Only could do what we could do. We got buried surprises everywhere. Tree stumps just popping up off the surface. Trying to get what I can here off this grade. Might have to pluck a couple of these stumps with the dozer. It's a big one right here. We're just probably going to bury over the top of that one. Dozer won't even pull that. Alright, it's coming along, getting around the house. We'll be back up here. Topsoil just got dropped off. Different company. For the, so I got the swale out, graded in around the front the best I could. Just blading it off, getting it to where it's got to be. So this house just got set. Now the workers come in. This is a modular home, so now the workers come in. I went with a hand shovel and padded all the pipes for the septic system. They weren't padded, so when the dozer goes over, it would settle them. Tons of rocks in there too I was picking out, but the tank was dug in 2 different times in a different spot, wrong spot. So that's all muck, and I'm 10 foot, 10 foot by 10 by 6 foot by 8 foot deep. So that's probably a pond in there. So I'm going up around this muckiness to let all this water dry up for the afternoon, and then I can polish this. But right now I'll reshape the septic system, cover all the trunk, and get that situated so that the next time that topsoil is right there, that goes over the system. Gotta have topsoil over the system. But yeah, this is you know what I'd like to say, but it is what it is. If this was TikTok, I'd say it. So we're gonna reshape this here, and then that, like I said, that soil gets on here. So this is just a regular fill system, 350 yards of gravel brought in, and then the septic system comes in. It's a raised bed, but there's big boulders and rocks that are stuck up on top. There's obviously stumps in here because you're not allowed to move them in New York State. So I see stumps all in here, but that big rock right there, I gotta get off. I don't want that to go down in and crush a pipe, but all that's got to get covered. I went and padded all that. That was all hanging in the air. So I'm gonna take this material and bring it and get it over the top of that because we don't have enough material there. Yeah, got another truck. Couldn't even start this. Another truck of gravel. I'm gonna get them in around the house. Then the other one will slap right here, and that might get me enough to cover this up. Maybe 5. So always put a stake at your D box just so you know where it is, so you're not gonna put the corner of that blade down in there. All right, just gonna grab this taper, bring some dirt up, right on up and cover it. Run your tapers. I like to run them first. The top's already flat. I need to consolidate some dirt. We don't have much to play here, and this will be part of my swale going around that I'm cutting anyways. Definitely those are the top of the 4 corners are supposed to be the top. So there's very little dirt to be found. find it somewhere. It's got to be obviously the imported dirt that came. There's some stone crushed twos here that I could use up there, if that will work. I'd like to get you outside the cab, but I'm really gonna keep hustling. I can't, with these trucks coming, I can't, I ain't got time to play around. Backside, pushing it all forward to that D box. I'm gonna try to grab as much soil as I can. So it's thicker here. Nice and easy, because we gotta get. Last thing we want to do is clip a line. We're gonna be just fine. Just fine. Third boss shine it up. Take care of it. We'll get it. Just around the backside here, all this fill gravel and everything still up into the trees and rocks. I mean, if you're dumping the piles, why push them into the trees? Especially when it's filled, when it's brought in gravel. It's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I can't figure it out. So I gotta, like I said, I'm not gonna mess with all that. Just tapering this edge to get enough bermed up so that we don't lose the gravel I push in. Backyard, let this sun dry it up a little, all this slop feathering it up onto that hill. We weren't going to disturb that hill. He said that was done, but don't really look graded out to me. So we'll take this and just skim it, give it a nice makeover, push the rocks up to the top up here where there's got a rock pile going. Rat's nest and trees all mixed in. And we're still pushing the slop up the hill. We've got water holding up right there. I don't know where we're gonna get that water to go. Gonna have to figure that out. They started a swale there, but looks like it got trapped in the middle of it. Yeah, just blading this off looks good. Septic looks good. This water here, I think I'm gonna create a swale right here, continue it right out to the right of that septic or to the left. Not sure. Don't have no laser with me, so I'm gonna do it by eye, but I think it's gonna go out to this corner. Oh yeah, it's always a good one. Up, time to cover that septic. Just gonna blade it in there, let it float in there nice and easy. To the left is the septic. We don't want to, with this muckiness, and I'm sinking down behind me because he dug the tank. Oh god, the dozer's sinking. I knew it would. Alright, tank is covered, but we got a mess right here where the old hole is. It's dropping me down in. I'll pack it in. At least we're not going down to the belly pan. Wasn't sure what was going to happen there because we had rain right after he dug it. So we may have to let this set up a little. We got a big rock on the pipe I got to go get out. See that big rock? It's sitting on the pipe. We're going to have to get that out. Let me throw this up there. Let me grab this. Couple big boulders here. Difficult doing all this with a dozer, trying to grab rocks and stuff, but it's working. Slide them over, get them off the tank, and get them in that other cut that he made. Alright. Gotta let this sun, at least the sun's back here. Set that right in there. Pack it in. Boy, she's spongy. Woo! Skid steer would go right down. These big fat tracks. Oh, hey! These big fat tracks hold it up. All right. After lunch, we're in the back. We let this set as long. Backyard is spongy and mungy. Ain't gonna do much with that. Gonna just throw this topsoil on the system, give it a 1-2 polish. The float control does not work on this machine. I had the dealer out yesterday and look at it, but it just doesn't work. I don't know. It works when it's cold, and it doesn't work when it's it starts to warm up. I promise tonight. Going to get a GoPro 10. I'm done. This thing stopped filming halfway through today. Not sure if it's filming right now because the backlight ain't on. Don't know. Can't get over there. It's wicked spongy, but over here, all tracked and packed. That septic system. I'm just gonna work our way out right now. I'm gonna come back with the skid steer and do the driveway. Gonna put only 2 inches on that whole thing, make it blue.